classmates, and to our beloved teacher, Ma'am Miriam Lopez. Ma'am, good morning. Before we start, let us pray first. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Father in heaven, we are here to you. Help us to study well. Help us to be obedient and honest. Help us to love one another. Bless our teacher. Bless our school. Bless our country. And bring us all to heaven. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. And now, good morning again, classmates. I want to introduce myself first. I am Dailin Kitano, and the leader of this group, and I would also like to introduce you to my members, Mr. Margarza La Chica, and Justin Garcia, Pamintas Marniña, Eugenia Reynold, and Ms. Manilio Arjun Alexei, and we are Group 4. We are going to discuss today is all about assumptions of art and visual arts. If I ask you first, what is art? What is art? For me, art is a diverse range of product of human activity involving imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, definition of what activities, art, and ideas have changed over time, which is produkto ng aktibidad ng tao na kinasangkutang malikhaing imahinasyon upang maipahayag ang kakayahang panteknikal, kagandahan, lakas ng emosyon, o ideyang pangkonsepto. Okay, let's move on to our main topic. Our first reporting is Edgar Magarzo, but hindi siya makaka-report ngayon dahil sa problemang kinakaharap niya. And then I decide na ako na mag-volunteer, magre-report ng topic niya. And let's move to our topic. Assumption of art and visual art. Assumption images are especially popular in the taipan of Gothic cathedrals, where they are often severely registered above the dormition below the coloration. In paintings, the Assumption usually treated separately from the other two events, although Peter Candide merged into equity with the coronation in canvas. On the other hand, this course is an exploration of visual art forms and their cultural connections for the students with a little experience in visual arts. It includes a brief study of art history and depth studies of elements, media, and methods used in creative processes and thought. Assumptions of arts. Art is universal, works of Rizal and Francisco Balagtas, not to read because they are old, but they are beautifully written. Arts, regardless of region, time, and place, are liked and enjoyed by people continuously. The assumptions of art. Art is universal. Art is universal because it evokes an emotional response from as if it's doing the job well. The best art is beautiful and inspires or joy, but it evokes emotion. Some art, such as illustration, tells a story, shows you fantastic places or people. Some art has a specific style that appeals to certain groups of people. Art has always been timeless and universal, spanning generations and continents true and true. Art is not nature. Art is a man's expression of his reception of nature. Art is a man's ways of interpreting nature. Art involves experience, unlike fields of knowledge that involve data. Art is non-experiencing. A work of art then cannot be abstract in order to know art. According to Jonathan Jones, art is universal. No country should claim a masterpiece for their own, which is, ang art ay pandigdaigan na walang bansa ang dapat mag-angkin ng isang obra maestra. So, let's move to art is not a nature. Art is not nature. Art is not nature because many ways art is not natural. It is an artificial construct created by man. If it's nature, then everything is nature. So it kind of makes the word nature. So it kind of makes the word of nature redundant. If nature is life and then the humans are alive and make art, then art is nature. Art is selective recreation of reality for the purpose of expressing an idea. The artist takes elements of reality and rearrange them in such a way that he makes perceivable an idea and concept. Why is art not nature? Nature is not art because art is symbolic and nature is not symbolic. Yes, yes, we know nature can certainly be used a subject of art, but that does not make nature art is art. Maaari kang gumamit ng isang paintbrush upang gumawa ng isang sining, ngunit ang paintbrush mismo ay hindi sining, maliban kung gagamitin mo ang paintbrush mismo bilang isang bagay sa isang sining. Ang artista maaaring gumamit ng mga bagay na likas upang lumikha ng sining. Next is art is everywhere. Art is everywhere. The dictionary defines art as the making of things that have form and beauty. From this definition of art, we can say that art surrounds us, and every object we see in our homes and even nature, which God has made so beautiful. There is art. Art is not just a painting or sculpture we see in the museums. Art is everywhere. Art is everything. Art is art. Your surroundings, homes, personal care, pets, clothing, and body are all reflection of how you see the express yourself in the world with social media, wherein the idea of the beauty and perfection is laid so neatly. It can be considered a everywhere. Everywhere there is art. We pass art in the different forms every day. Billboards, graffiti, statues, and sculpture are all forms of art. With a little investigation, one can find that art has a place within everyday town. Not only that, but it is found so easily on the web and at libraries. There are many venues that exist in my own art world. Areas that are public display many of these venues let artists, students, children, adults, and the community to view such imaginary. Maraming lugar na mayroong art. Lugar na art na pinapakita sa publiko. Kahit saan. Next is, art is cultural. Art is cultural. Culture includes the elements that characterize particular people's way of life. The art vast subdivision of culture, composed of any creative endeavors and disciplines. The art encompasses visual arts, literary arts, and performing arts, literature, the art of written works. Arts and culture. Culture plays an important role in the development of any nation. It represents a set of shared attitudes, values, goals, and practices. Culture and creativity manifest themselves in almost all economic, social, and other activities. So, what does a cultural mean? When an object, ritual, activity, or custom, which makes up our culture has been modified art, we have a cultural art that would be include graffiti on the walls of the buildings of decorative arts ranging from the woven patterns and curtains to dishwasher or computer design. Next is artisan expression. Artisan expression of our thoughts, emotions, intuitions, and desires, but it's an even more personal than that. It's about sharing the way we experience the world, which for many is an extension of personality. The language art is an important role to play in the communication process. Why is art a good medium for expression? Art is a form of expression in the generation of art. It has served and continues to serve as a form of communication, allowing artists to tell stories, spark revolutions through canvas or blank space, while some artists use their tools as showcase their ancestral roots, others use art as a response to political. Does expression mean art? As the self-reflection towards value of art, literature, and technology products, expression is the situation which paves the way for our inner feelings to explore their internal reflections. It is a phenomenon such as art. This phenomenon is the waking process of inner feelings to find way out. Do you know John Dewey? He is an American philosopher, psychologist, and educational reformer. According to him, if artistic creation can plausibly be said to be a process of expression, something different from form and more specific than natural release or discharge must be meant. Para sa akin din, ang expression, ang sitwasyon ang nagbibigay daan sa ating mga panloob na damdamin upang tuklasin ang kanilang panloob na pansalamin. And the next reporter is...
Good morning, I am Justine R. Garcia. Today, I will discuss introduction and assumption. The word art comes from the ancient Latin ars, which means a craft or specialized form of skills like carpentry, smithing, or surgery. Arts in medieval Latin came to mean something different. It meant any special form of book learning, such as grammar, or logic, or magic, or astrology. Understanding the arts. An introduction to the humanities, I have here provided the following definition of arts.
Art as a skill or mastery. The term art is used to simply refer to base skills or mastery that is manifested in the outstanding product of an endeavor. Art is a process or a product of a creative skill. Art is a product because it includes human creations, different activities, and manners of expressions. Art as a universal language. The language of art is diverse. Each art form has its own artistic elements: literature, music, theater. Art expresses feelings and ideas shared by all individuals regardless of culture. Art as a representation of reality. Art is a reflection or a mirror of reality. Art reflects the characteristic of a period. In the visual art, figures were represented in the idealized platform to signify a lack of focus on the material world. Medieval period, the dominance of the church initiated the expression of spiritual truths. Art reflects the characteristic of a period. The focus on the material world is shown in the three-dimensional reality of the landscapes. Renaissance period, the value ascribed to the material world was shown in a more defined and realistic rendition of the human body in the visual arts. Art reflects the characteristic of a period. This is manifested by the varied experimentations of artistic expressions. Modern period characterized the idealistic search for truth and the realization that it is not attainable, thus relativity is accepted as an avoidable truth.
Hi everyone. Hi ma'am. I'm Arjen Malik Siwanilio from BPID 3. I'm going to report about visual arts. Art shows the manner of existence of people of long ago. We gain awareness that the people during the Old Stone Age lived in caves, that they manifested their artistry by drawing and sketching. Humanities, the art, have always been part of man's growth and civilization. Thoughts and feelings about reality through creating art. The assumption of arts are its universality, its not being nature, and its need for experience. Without experience, there is no art. The artist has to be foremost perceiver who is directly in touch with art. I'm going to show you some picture of visual arts. What is visual arts? The visual arts are art forms that create works that are primarily visual in nature, such as ceramics, drawing, painting, sculpture, printmaking, design, crafts, photography, video film making, and architecture. This definition should not be taken to strictly as many artistic, well as arts of other types also include within the visual arts are the applied arts such as industrial design, graphic design, fashion design, interior design, and decorative design. That's all, and thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. Special to our teacher, good day, ma'am. My name is Maria Nina Piramintas, and I am here today to talk about public art. Public art is exactly that art in public places. The term public art may conjure images of historic bronze statues of a horseback in a park. Today, public art can take a wide range of forms, sizes, scales, and can be temporary or permanent. Public art can include murals, sculptures, memorials, integrated architectural or landscape architectural works. Examples of public art are those that we could see around us. The statues in our public plazas, especially our famous Ati-Atihan festival in our province of Aklan, the Tinuom ni Eywag in the town of Madalag are a few examples of public arts. The additional and inclusion of art into any environment plays a significant role in encouraging lasting economic growth, creating and sustaining cultural identity, and creating a sense of belongings. Question: how public art benefits the community? First, the economic growth means engaging public generates excitement and ultimately leads to increased foot traffic, which benefits surrounding businesses. Second, cultural understanding. Public arts reflects a community and its surrounding working cultivate and cultural identity by community apart and attracting people to its uniqueness. Second, cultural understanding. Public art reflects a community and its surrounding working to cultivate a cultural identity by community apart, attracting people to its uniqueness. Artwork helps express a community's values and creates an elevated sense of awareness for community and visitors. Third, cultural identity is art represent life in many ways. When community members see themselves reflected in social spaces, they feel a sense of respect, ultimately allowing for people to identify with the place they are from, live in, or visiting. And the last one is sense of belonging. Art brings people together. Displaying art in public places and making it accessible to everyone inspires engagement and feeling of belonging. What is art?
Public art is a reflection of how we see the world. To artists' response to our time and place combined with our own sense of who we are.
What is the art of public art?
Public art materials and methods change to reflect our contemporary culture. The process guided by professional expertise and public involvement should seek out the most imaginative and productive affinity between artist and community. Likewise, artists must bring to the work their artistic integrity, creativity, and skills. What is needed is a commitment to invention, boldness, and cooperation.
Who public for public art?
Every public art project is an interactive process involving artists, architects, design professionals, community residents, civic leaders, politicians, approval agencies, funding agencies, and construction teams. The challenge of this community process is to enhance rather than limit the artist's involvement.
Why public art?
Public art is a part of our public history, part of our collective memory. It reflects and reveals our society and adds meaning to our cities. As artists respond to our times, they reflect their inner vision to the outside world, and they create a chronicle of our public experience. Public art is a reflection of how we see the world. The artist responds to our time and place combined with our own sense of who we are. Public art is any media whose form, function, and meaning are created for the general through a public process. It is a specific art genre with its own professional and critical discourse. Public art is visually and physically accessible to the public. It is installed or staged in public space or the public realm, usually outside.
Good day, ma'am and classmates. I am Reynald Teodronia, a first-year BPEd student. For today, the topic that I am going to discuss is about visual art. What is visual art? Visual art are forms that create works that are primarily visual in nature, such as ceramics, drawing, painting, sculpture, and other. What is the different types of visual arts? The different types of visual arts are: first, fine arts. Fine arts is a study of drawing, sculpting, painting, literature, music, dance, architecture, and theater. The term fine arts refers to an art form practiced mainly for its aesthetic value or beauty, distinguishing from decorative art or applied art, which is also has to serve some practical function such as pottery. And these are the examples of fine arts. Second is graphic design. Graphic design is also known as communications design. Graphic designers are visual communicators who create visual concepts by hand or by using computer software. These media include fonts, shapes, colors, images, print design, photography, animation, logos, and billboards. Graphic design also is a marketing solution, and graphic design is composed of: first, psychological part. Psychological part, which mean a usage of color, schemes, shapes, and other factors that may provoke certain reactions. Second, graphic part. Graphic part is about compiling all researches together for creating graphic solution. This is the creative process itself. And these are the examples of graphic design. Performing arts. Performing arts are a form of art in which artists use their voices, bodies, often in relation to other objects, to convey artistic expression. Performing arts also integrates the overlapping fields of drama, music, and dance practices. And these are the examples of performing arts. Fourth is painting. Painting is rendering with a liquid medium such as oil, acrylics, and watercolor. Soft or oil pastels are also considered painting mediums, depending on how they are manipulated. Painting also entails value and colors, and these are the examples of paintings. Fifth is drawing. Drawing are primarily concerned with the outline and form of an object or subject. And these are the examples of drawing. Lastly, sculpture. Sculpture is the branch of the visual art that operates in three dimensions. Sculptural processes originally used. First, carving. Carving is the removal of material. Second, modeling. Modeling is the addition of material in clay, in stone, metal, ceramics, and wood. And these are the examples of sculpture.
That's all our presentation. Thank you very much, and I hope you learn a lot from our discussions about the assumption of art and visual art. God bless, and thank you again.